Hi everybody, this is Chong with Round Glass Living. Welcome to today's shamanic journey on embracing solitude. So solitude is an interesting thing because, well, personally, speaking from my own experience, there was a point in my life where I felt like I had to constantly be around people. There was this fear of missing out, FOMO thing that was happening if I felt like I wasn't with people. And so I would attach myself to situations or people in my life that wasn't always in alignment or even healthy for me just because of this fear of being alone. Now, if we look at the root word of solitude, there's the word S-O-L, soul, in the word solitude. Soul is the sun, el sol, right? And also, if you think of other words we use in our language that have the word soul in it, consolidate, S-O-L, right? Consol. There's this singularness that is implied in the word solitude. So actually the root word of solitude, soul, and it also sounds like S-O-U-L, which is wonderful, is that there is a sense of completeness in itself. Whereas when we tend to use the word solitude or in our modern day language, we have this association of solitude as being this negative thing, as being, loneliness is loneliness versus being alone, right? There's a subtle energetic difference between these energies. You can still feel, you can be alone in a state of like, I will be in a retreat alone by myself next week. So I am alone, but also feeling very connected. And I think that this paradox is a bit foreign for Western minds to understand. And until you feel the state of completeness alone, it's very crucial that you continue working on it, because if you then come into relationship with others and become overly needy or overly dependent on someone else for something that you yourself can complete in receiving and getting for yourself, then it's not going to be the most healthy relationship. So at the core of what we're doing today, it's really about tapping into self-appreciation, self-love, self-completeness. And that's what I have to say about solitude. Okay, let's get started. So when you're ready, let's come to a seated position. You can sit on a chair if you'd like, if you have a knee issue or a lower back issue. Ground into your two sit bones. We'll start with 3 breath of fire practices that are a little bit different. And the breath of fire, remember, is just a sniffing the breath in, sneezing the breath out. If you are pregnant or have any sort of abdominal issues going on, menstruating or cramps, then don't squeeze the belly so hard on the exhalation. You might even do this breath in a very slow, soft manner and not as quick as me. So when you're ready, come to a sit tall position, close the eyes. On the inhale, shrug the shoulders up to the ears. And on the exhale, sneeze the shoulders down the back. So it's like you're blowing your nose. Inhale through the nose, sniff the shoulders up to your ears like your neck has disappeared. And on the exhale, sneeze. And it should feel like a sneeze. And if you're very blocked, mucousy, you should get a box of tissues and clear your nose, because we don't want the mucus getting stuck there so that we can't breathe later. So here we go. Nice and quick for 25 pumps. Three, 2, and 1. Inhale, sniff the shoulders into your ears. Hold the breath for a moment. Exhale, shrug the shoulders down the back. Let everything go. Take a full breath in through the nose. Full breath out through the nose. Do that twice more. Inhale slowly. Exhale slowly. One more clearing breath, just to cleanse the palate. And let it go. Next breath, you will turn your left palm to face up in a gesture of receiving. The right palm will face down. Clasp the 4 fingers together and your thumbs will be sticking out essentially. Then take this mudra, we call this Ganesh mudra. Mudra is a gesture or a seal of energy, normally expressed through our hands, but sometimes other ways as well. So here we are holding this mudra. We twist to the left and then twist to the right. The inhale goes to the left, exhale goes to the right. Close your eyes when you have it. We'll do 25 pumps with the breath of fire. Here we go. Do not twist if you're pregnant, by the way. 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, ring your body over to the left. Take a full inhale. Sit up very, very tall. Draw your pelvic floor muscles up. Exhale, counter rotate everything to the right. Let the breath go. Drop the hands down on the lap. Take a full inhale through the nose. Exhale, open mouth sigh this time on an ah vowel. Ah. 2 more times. Inhale. Ah. It's a sigh of relief. 1 more. Deep resonant sound through the chest, down into the belly. Ah. Last breathing practice. Hands on the knees. Inhale, arch the spine into cow. So your chest goes up, throat opens, neck opens. Exhale, round your back like a cat. Tuck your chin to your chest. Lean way, way back and feel a stretch in your back body. Inhale, lift everything up. Stretch the front body. Exhale, lean everything backwards. Curl the pelvis under and feel the stretch in your back body. Inhale, arch up towards the sky. Exhale, round down into the earth. And we add breath of fire, 25 pumps. Three, 2, and 1. Inhale, arch up for a moment. Hold the breath at the top. Squeeze your pelvic floor muscles. Exhale, round your back like a cat. Let everything go. Return to an upright position. 3 cleansing breaths. Inhale through the nose. On the exhale, you can let it out through sound or in silence. You choose. Inhale, nose. On the exhale, your choice of release. 1 more. Full embodied breath. And then let it go. Bring your fingers to tap the forehead at the third eye. You can open your eyes for the first round, and then when you get used to it, you can close your eyes. So the first round, we're tapping the forehead. You'll gradually trace a line up through the sagittal suture at the crown of the head, which is where, if you had a mohawk, it will go through. And then you travel that mohawk line down through the back of the skull, through where you would clasp a necklace at the back of the neck. And then trace that necklace line down through the collarbones, down into the center of the sternum. And then continue tapping light little thumps down into the solar plexus, and then down into the navel, and then below the navel towards the genitals, towards the bladder. And then you repeat that again. So it goes forehead, sagittal suture at the crown, down through the base of the skull, necklace line, down the necklace line, And then that's where your pendant would be, right at the center of your heart, down through the solar plexus, navel, below the navel, towards the genitals. And then we'll do it again with the eyes closed. Okay, so follow this line. The breath is just very simple, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Now you can choose the speed in which you're tapping, and you can choose the firmness of this tap. Everyone will have their own unique experience. The invitation as you tap is to open up this sense of inner seeing through the third eye. So your third eye is an energetic center that does not exist on the physical plane, but it is directly influencing the physical plane from the realm of energy. And so you can think of your third eye as being associated with your pineal gland at the center of your brain. So you can kind of stare inwards towards the center of the brain, like you're going a bit cross-eyed, like you're trying to look at the bridge of your nose, but also deeply inside the cavity of your skull. So there's this inwardness to how your eyes are situated. And so that's what's happening with your eyes. The tapping, of course, is on its own in that pattern we established. And what I would like you to do is to use the breath to merge the tapping and then also this connection to your inner seeing at the center of your brain. And also feel how when your hands diverge left and right, when you're tracing your necklace line, it deviates and almost traces a heart shape around your collarbones, down into the heart, and then into a single line down into the belly button. And so you have this sense of singularness, divergence, where it separates, back to singular, and down through the center line. Energetically, this is what we're trying to stoke in our energy body. We start as a singular unit, we diverge into two halves, a masculine and a feminine part, and then we come back to union at the front, masculine, feminine union, and then down into the base as this singular energy. And we all have masculine and feminine parts. It is not about male or female. It is the quality of yin and yang energy within us. Masculine energy being that which is more control-centered. It's more about trying to do stuff. It is this energy of compartmentalizing, categorizing, being mathematical, practical, reasonable about things. And then the feminine is a little bit more magical, emotional, more felt, more about trust and going with the flow, and a little bit less structured. And that's not a bad thing. It's just the way of the world. You look at how trees grow. They don't always grow in straight lines. They grow how they feel like they want to grow. If they want to grow sideways off the side of a mountain or off the side of the hill, that is the feminine energy. It is raw. It is powerful. It is part of nature. It is the natural way in how things go without being controlled by the masculine force. And so you have this divergence of the masculine feminine and then the sacred union of the two. And as you continue to tap and breathe, note that you also have these qualities within yourself. You have a part of yourself that is very logical, very doubtful perhaps because it's so logical, but also this logic really helps you at times. It helps you to pay the rent. It helps you to be able to cross the street. It helps you with timing. It helps you with text messaging, forming sentences. It's all very helpful. And then you have this feminine part of you that is more emotional. It's more about feeling what you feel. Sometimes it catches you off guard because that's how nature goes. When a storm comes, it just comes. You can't stop the storm. You can try, but that would be going against your nature. And so this is the feminine energy within you. It is the feeler. It is connected directly to the ebb and flow of Mother Earth. And so consider the parts of you that are a little bit more hidden, the parts of you that you would like to feel and experience on a deeper level. And use your finger tapping, use your breath to harmonize the two. Because if there is any sort of, oh, I wish I was more this or that, or I kind of don't like the masculine within me, or I don't like the feminine qualities within myself, then that leads to division. And with division, there can be no solace in solitude. We are looking to embrace the state of solitude only if we can embrace these two halves of ourselves. So if you're a very visual person, start to track through the most recent events in your life that were more confronting, challenging to your mind, to your emotions, to your relationships with yourself, with others, and then consider why. Why? Why was that so challenging? Why was I so triggered? Why did I behave that way, respond that way, react to that in that way? Why did I explode in that way? Why did I feel that way? It's not about judging the why, it's about trying to understand the why. Just like we may not understand why a kid is throwing a temper tantrum, we don't judge the kid, we just have to go, why? Why are they doing that? Do they just want attention? Do they want to be seen? Do they want to be held? Do they want to be heard? Do they just want something? Want some water? Want some food? Why? What's the why? Last few moments of tapping and exploring. And as you continue to tap and explore the why, you may start to feel the energy unifying a little bit more deeply within your body because you are embracing the why. The first step is acknowledging the truth of what is. Even if it is rage or anger, it's like, oh, that person just really gets under my skin, or that situation or this thing just really, really makes my skin crawl or boil. It's the simple act of acknowledging that is the first step in understanding the why. And when you start to embrace that aspect of a feeling, which is very much in the feminine part of you, you start to embrace the feminine aspects within. More often than not, we demonize the feminine. For all of us, regardless of being male or female. Last 3 taps, wherever you are. 3 more cycles. Keep the breath flowing. Make sure you do not stop the breath. Two more cycles. Last cycle, please. When you are finished, release your hands down on your lap anywhere that feels right for this moment. And connect the tips of the thumbs and the index fingers to this OK-like symbol as a gesture of wisdom. It is an energetic seal to represent that the two halves are unifying, the left and the right, the masculine and the feminine, the logical and the more mysterious, the more emotional, the more heartfelt. And so whether you associate with one half of yourself as being more desirable than the other half, whether you fancy more the masculine aspect of yourself and the more feminine aspect of yourself, or vice versa, it doesn't matter. Come to the understanding and the realization right now that both halves are necessary for you to be you. And without the two, there can be no acceptance of self, and there can be no solace in solitude. And without these two halves, there will be a constant craving of seeking for that which you know you can complete within yourself, outside of yourself, in another. And then trust and know that if you continue moving through life in that fashion, that it will not be sustainable. There will be a breaking point, because you are arriving in each situation, each experience, from a state of incompleteness, of not being okay with yourself, so you seek for something else outside of yourself. And this is simply an energetic truth that can be experienced, and no one can teach it to you but you. And so my invitation to you at this moment is to feel into that truth, into the completeness that is already there, that is already in this moment, in all moments, past and future. Even if it seemingly is imperfect, it is perfect. And so every breath, on the inhale, visualize energy traveling up through the left palm, through the left arm, into the center of your heart. On the exhale, travel this energy down from the center of the heart, down through the right arm, right forearm, and out through the right palm. The inhale, energy travels up through the left palm, all the way up through the arm, into the heart space. And exhale, send this energy down from the heart through the arm, out through the palm. And then in between, you will feel how the energy circulates between the right and the left. And if it's helpful for you to join your hands like so, then you can, to create this complete circuit of left to right. If you prefer to keep your hands separate, you can keep that separate as well, and just visualize that circle of completion around you. You choose. And then continue to breathe. In through the left, through the heart space, from the heart space, out through the right, and into the right hand. And continue this circle. And the wisdom of the circle is seen in nature as the sun, the soul, el sol, S-O-L. The soul as in solitude, el sol in Spanish as the sun, coming from the root word in Latin, which is related. And then you have the consolidate, bringing all the different fragments together into a unified way of understanding, something that's more simplified, more rarefied, and that is soul, S-O-L. That is the soul in solace. And so as you sit here, embracing this wisdom of solace in solitude, feel like you are complete. You are complete. And just like the sun is complete in itself and the solar system is also complete within itself, you as a shining star are complete in yourself. Feel as if you are turning into a star or a sun in your own right. Your own star, your own sun. It doesn't have to be circular, it could be any shape. And out of its singular center, it is radiating cosmic light. Any colored light. It's pure light, it's pure vibration. It's going out in front of you, to the sides of you, behind you, below you, above you, in all directions, 360 degrees. And with each inhale and exhale, this light amplifies, it grows. And this light is so bright that it encompasses the shadow. It embraces the shadow. It embraces the feminine. The feminine is the dark shadow. It is the darkness in the soil. It's the darkness of the earth, the darkness of her caves, the darkness of moonlight. Is that which we like to hide. And so this light holds that. It does not avoid it or fight it. It embraces it. It embraces your feeling state, your raw states, your messy states. This is self-acceptance. This is self-love. This is solace in solitude. Keep breathing into that right now. As you come to realize that your mistakes and your inner messiness is actually divine, because that is how you progress and evolve and learn and move forward. There's a sense of peace that is arising right now. And just as stars in the sky cannot exist without the blackness of the space in between so that they can radiate their light, you yourself cannot exist without these polar halves of the masculine and the feminine, of the ego that is more controlled and the heartfelt truth of your emotions, that the two must engage in a sacred dance for the remainder of your life in this body. They must dance. Slowly deepen your breath in through the nose, out to the mouth. Take as many breaths as you need to return to your room, if you have left, to return your consciousness to your bones, your body, to feel into all of your senses, feel into the floor beneath you, feel into the temperature of your room, the temperature on your skin and how air makes contact with your skin. Let's take 3 big sighs with an open ah. The ah can be on whisper or on sound. You choose. Inhale. 2 more. One more time. When you feel complete, slowly bring your palms to prayer in front of your heart. Bow your chin down to your chest, honoring this sacred solitude that you are learning to find more solace in. Namaste. Thank you so much for taking this time to drop into yourself in this way. I know that sometimes it feels a bit strange to relearn this feeling of solace in solitude, especially when we are in a time in the world currently of wanting to come together as a community, as a tribe, to help others. But before we can come into community and tribe and relationships with other people, we have to be anchored in singular focus within ourselves and feeling complete within this system, which is our mind, body, emotional, energetic system before we can start intermingling with all these other, hopefully, complete systems out there to make some magic. So thank you so much for doing this work. And you can continue checking out our other meditations on our app, Round.Glass, or you can repeat this one as many times as you'd like. Until the next time, this is Chong. Happy meditating.